I'm Ryan.
I'm Angelique.
I'm Justin.
And we are joined by Eliza Skinner. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, we're having a good time. Is this your second time on the show?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, I'm a repeat
We
guest.
liked it. It was so nice. We wanted to do it twice.
Oh my God, thank you.
Now, it was interesting because when you sat down, I was like, I know we've met before. And we go back, it's probably 10 years at the old Marvel offices, not the where we are now, in our old Hulk conference room. You worked on an astonishing X-Men gifted sort of motion comic, like that first prototype of any of those. Yeah, that we did. Do you remember who you voiced?
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Yeah.
And you came to us for that because you were in the New York City improv scene, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
Friends with Jesse Falcon?
Yep.
There we go. It all comes back to Jesse Falcon.
It always does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
All
a great
comes
guy.
back to Marvel.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
comes back to Marvel.
Yeah. That was a really fun project. I got to voice a bunch of little different characters, and Kitty Pryde is, I mean, that's amazing to be able to be like, yeah, I was the voice of Kitty Pryde for a very small, obscure thing, but I did it. So,
Yeah. Very neat.
So yesterday we had you and some of the cast from Bubble up here, which is this scripted podcast about a bunch of hipsters and beasts and imps and lots of things. Yeah, it was great. You should listen to it. There are
Imps, just IMPS, right?
yeah.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
that is exactly what I said, sir.
Cool.
Thank you for spelling it for the folks at home.
Just want to make sure
Small
I heard it
monsters. Small monsters.
right. I love small monsters.
Small monsters and people getting hired to kill small monsters on an app.
Yes.
Because what else would hipsters do? So, but you have
It's a gig
another
economy.
a gig economy. You have another podcast.
I do, yeah. I have my own podcast. It's called Cool Playlist, and I make a playlist every episode with a guest for a specific life event, moment, or occasion.
Oh.
So, like, our first one was a playlist for a goth wedding. We've also done a playlist for making an entrance, first day in a cool new outfit. And I made a playlist with Sashir Zameda from SNL for I just got superpowers. Now I got to figure out what to do with them.
So, one, I got to go listen to that one.
Yeah.
But that's like a really cool thing, and we were kind of talking about before we got on air. The mixtape is a thing. Like it's now the modern day mixtape. Like the playlist is now the modern day mixtape, and how someone had actually sent me a playlist when I was having a really rough day, which is a really sweet thing. So now you have a podcast where you're like, if you're having a rough day, come listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
We might have a playlist for you.
Exactly. A rough day, a good day, whatever. I actually have an episode that's a playlist for coming home after a disappointing day.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, it's something for everything, and it's great. And I think the idea of, like, when I was a kid, we would give mixtapes to each other. If you're friends, or definitely if you got a crush on somebody, you give them a mixtape. And I do have that episode also. And I think that was such a fun gesture, and now people make playlists, I think, for themselves, and they don't gift them that much. And I think that's a really nice thing to do, easy thing to do, and a cool move if you're trying to figure out how to flirt with somebody. Send them a mixtape, send them a playlist, and see what happens.
Tips and tricks.
Have you ever had a mixtape fail where, like, you know, someone is into something and then you, like, give them the total opposite? Like, they're into, like, I don't know. My wife is kind of the music snob of our house, and so I'll be like, oh, sweet proto-punk, and she's like, what are you talking about?
That's the wrong genre.
And I'm like, oh, no, like, I tried.
No.
Were you talking about Blink-182 and she just like got really angry at you?
Blink-182's not punk? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I haven't had a whole mixtape fail, but I did have one time I had a playlist for setting the mood. Someone was coming over to hang out, and I was like, maybe this is when we become more than friends. And one of the songs, I put a Prince song on, and he was like, what is this? And it was a little over the top, and I was like, that is fair.
Well,
I overshot the mark. That was an obvious one.
I would say also, though, that's when you kick that person out of your life if they don't appreciate Prince.
I did.
Thank you,
I
Ryan.
did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We were all thinking someone just really needed to say it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't love Prince. I have no use for you.
Yeah.
That's just my motto.
Fair.
Yeah.
So it has been said.
Yeah. There's an art to it too, though. You know, the great playlist, whether it's a mixtape. I actually was just opening up a book of CDs. CDs were these compact discs where you would put things on them. So I opened up a book
there were small,
of
albums. It was like carrying around a turntable,
Yes.
and you would
I
have.
actually hear they just use them as frisbees now.
Yeah, probably.
And a frisbee is
Good point.
okay.
But I found a book of them, and there were some mixed CDs from a good friend of mine, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was like, do I have something to play these on? But it was really great. What is your advice for creating, just generally, like a flow, opening, closing? Do you have advice if someone was like, way to start thinking about it?
I think about what appeals to you about the song. Is it lyrics? Is it melody? Is it production? And find one thing that follows the other. I think you want songs that complement each other. Also, if you're really at a loss, ask other people. A lot of these apps like Spotify and I think Apple Music, you can have them be collaborative playlists. So you can say like, hey, here's a link to it. Guys, put songs on here that you think I would like or that you think would be good for a rainy day or getting up in the morning or whatever. And you'll discover new music. I think that some people think that you're supposed to be a music snob or like know a lot about stuff, but music is something so intrinsic with the human experience. Like every human culture makes music. We need it. We like it. You don't need to have any expertise to enjoy it. So you should be confident about what you like. There's no bad music. It's just whatever you like. Like wine. Isn't that what they say about wine? Just whatever you like is the good wine.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely it.
Oh yeah, you're the food guy.
Especially if you're like
wine.
trying to upsell somebody, you know. Well, if you like it, it's fine. It's kind of like a little bit of a backhanded sort of thing, as long as you like it.
Yeah, but sometimes people like music because it reminds them of something, and
It's
that's,
true.
I mean, it's very emotional. It's supposed to, and so if that pushes buttons in you, great.
Thank you so much. Now I gotta go make a couple more playlists and mixtapes, and I'm gonna send some to friends.